So when we have students who sometimes come researching about one course, for example, ACCA, while we counsel them, we understand that the student is actually better suited for another course. And it's happened multiple times where, we dig into the student's background and their intention behind why they want to pursue a particular course, and we're able to guide them in a slightly better manner. And we realize that this happens so many times that let's make a video on the detailed differentiation between ACCA and CFA, so that if you're confused about one of the courses, this video can help you clarify it. So first of all, when you're thinking about whether I should pursue CA, ACCA, CFA, CPA, my first question to everybody is, do you know the difference between finance and accounts? Okay. We use that interchangeably a lot of the times, but the truth is you need to know what each of those terms mean, especially if you're a commerce student. So finance is all about management of money. And when I say management of money, it means how am I procuring money? How am I deploying the money? How am I managing the money? All of that. How am I spending the money, for example? That's finance. Accounts is recording transactions. That's it. Recording transactions. So as long as I am into accounts, it means, look, just think about yourself, right? If you have, touch wood, you have 10 CR with you to spend over a span of a year, right? Do you know how many things you can do with 10 crores? And there is no amount of keeping track if you try to do it all in your head. You will lose track of where your money is, how much is saved, how much is going, how much is being earned. Accounting is extremely crucial for a lot of reasons, because number one, you personally need to keep track of money, but for a company, it's even more important because everybody in the company is doing their own job. Who's gonna take care of making sure that the money is properly transacted, properly recorded? When you want to go and raise money from investors, or you want to go and take a loan, or you want to go for an IPO, or you want to check how much profit you have, how can you increase your employee salary, can you invest more in the company? How do you know all of that? All of that comes through accounting. So that's the main difference. Finance is management of money, and accounting is recording transactions and keeping track of your money. Now, CA, ACCA, CPA, these things are more into accounting. They all have elements of finance, but they're more into accounting. Or I would say they are a combination of finance and accounts, whereas CFA is an out and out finance qualification. That's the first and most important difference for all of you. By the way, guys, hold on. We've been asking all this and most of y'all have been adhering to it, but still 89% of our viewers are not subscribing to the channel. So please click subscribe and then go on with the video. What are the core differences between CFA and ACCA? First, let's start with eligibility. CFA, you need to be slightly older. If you're a commerce student, you can only appear for CFA when you're in your last year of graduation, which is your third year. So the earliest you can start studying is in your second year, or late in your first year is the earliest you can start preparing for level 1, but you can only appear for the exam in your third year. ACCA, you're eligible immediately after your 10th grade. Just talking to a student who just cleared her 10th, she's in her 11th, very aspirational, seems she wants to start something very soon. She can start ACCA now, finish it by her she has 11th, partially her 12th, then her F5 BCom most likely, even SY BCom, she can finish ACCA in that much time span easily. And then if she likes finance by studying ACCA, she can then specialize in CFA. So by the time she's a graduate, she'll have ACCA plus CFA level 1 on her side. So a lot of people can plan like that based on the eligibility criteria. This is generally a point of concern for a lot of students. So at Zell, we help you start to, so if it's CFA, we handhold you with every step, right from are you eligible to how do we register online by ourselves from home, how do we make the payment, you need your valid passport and a debit or credit card which has international payments, all of that. We take care of all of that. With ACCA, it's a little more complicated. So we completely take over. We do free registration for y'all, and for ACCA, a lot of y'all might even have exemptions. So whether it is just your registration with your mark sheets and all of that online, or it's with your exemptions, we'll do all of it, and that just makes it easier. The point is that you need to know about the eligibility difference to make your decision. Second is actually what you study, the as we call it, the academic structure. Like I said, guys, CFA is all about finance. So if you like studying about things like the if you have money, how do you invest it? How do you calculate returns? Investing in the stock markets, investing into different avenues. Like if I have 1 crore, I'll put this much money in the stock market, this much in mutual funds, this much in gold, this much in real estate. I'll get what kind of returns? What is my risk appetite? If I take my friend's money and I want to invest on his behalf, I have to understand his profile, and then so all of that is what you learn in CFA. You learn how to manage money of yours and other people or of companies. It's split into 3 levels, 10 subjects each. We have an entire detailed video of CFA if you'd like to know more about the academic structure, but it's all about management of money and those kind of subjects, majority of them. You of course have financial reporting and ethics and economics, but that's to set your base. Most of the work is going to be on finance, and you can finish CFA comfortably within 2 to 3 years on an average. Now, when it comes to ACCA, like I said, it's the same thing as CA, right? It's Global Chartered Accountancy. So global CA. So you study this, everything that you've heard about CA studying. Not only study accounts, you study things like costing, financial management, which is overlapping with CFA. You study audit, tax. You study a business paper. So it's more diverse, right? It includes accounts and finance, and you basically come to the same level as a CA. Whereas in CFA, it's more of a specialization in the field of finance. This is a combination of finance and accounts. ACC is also split into 3 levels, and ACC also you can finish comfortably within 2 to 3 years. Next is the opportunities, what to do in the future, right? So if you're just a CFA, you have opportunities to, like I keep saying, you can get into the markets side of it, the investment management side of it. You can work as an equity research analyst. You start with an analyst position, which means you study companies all day long and make decisions whether to invest your and other people's money into that company or not. You can become a portfolio manager in the future, which means you collect money from a lot of people who want to invest and don't know how to invest. So you take a lot of money, they rely on you. So you have to take that responsibility really seriously. Take people's money and deploy it again in different places to give them a really nice return. So if you make them rich and they pay you a fee, which is substantial, by the way, if you are thinking. So portfolio management is another field. I know a lot of CFAs do it to get into investment banking. CFA alone will not get you into investment banking, at least in India. You'll need to be an MBA mostly. So MBA plus CFA is we have another video on MBA versus CFA, by the way, if you want to get into investment banking. So CFA is, that's the kind of scope that it has in India. Overseas CFA is, again, it's a US based qualification known across the world. So whether you're in India if you would like to work in New York, for example, with the stock exchange, CFAs over there, Wall Street over there, CFAs are really, really in demand. In India, like I said, besides the obvious companies, the big four, your KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, EY, wealth management companies, like I was talking about in another video, Motilal Oswal, Anand Rathi, all these, JP Morgan, all these kind of companies hire CFAs. ACCA, scope in India. First of all, if you've chosen ACCA, please know that you cannot practice it as a CA in India. ACCA, most of us are doing because, why do most of the students that we have do ACCA? Because they don't want to do CA because of either the time duration or the difficulty level, or they just don't want to practice in India. Again, of course, we have a detailed video on ACCA if you'd like to understand these aspects. But summary of the gist is you can work in multinationals in India at the same position, same designation, same profile as that of a chartered accountant. You can work in accounting, in finance, like in CFA. You can work in audit, in taxation. We have so many companies that come and hire our students, and even statutory audit, internal audit, risk management, valuations, mergers and acquisitions. So in India, that's the kind of scope. Again, the same kind of companies I was talking about. The big four, Grant Thornton, BDO, these kind of companies. One of our faculties is a CFO of a company called ABANS. ABANS is a 11,000 crore securities company in India. They hire ACCAs from us. There's a company called Maersk. If you've seen, if you travel from Bombay to Pune on the highway, when you see those big container trucks, you can see the logo also. And these kind of companies hire ACCAs. So the scope for ACCAs in India is increasing dramatically, and overseas countries like UK, Canada, Australia, Singapore, Dubai, everywhere ACCAs are sought after. So scope-wise, India or overseas, both are very powerful qualifications. Okay, guys, quick, huge news for our team. Thank you so much. We've reached 10,000 YouTube subscribers over the last year, over the pandemic essentially. And it's really, really humbling for us because we started this channel thinking that we will try and spread all the counseling knowledge that we have for students who are confused about finance and accounting courses. And it's really been received well. So with that said, thank you, and please do subscribe if you've not yet in the middle of this video. Thank you.